on the 2005 Boulton, ready for the water run. Just fired up the motor. Jackson's up front. He's the one behind the camera all the time. He's up front releasing the bow winch. And we'll see if we can get out of here. It's nice and windy out here. Can't feel it inside at the top and side curtains. It's not really windy in here, but there's definitely some wind blowing across here. So as soon as we're clear here, I'll go ahead and shift into reverse. There we go. I've got the motor kind of in the up position a little bit because it's a little shallow here. So let's see if we can get off of the trailer. There we go. Okay, backs up nice and smooth, dropping the trim. Okay, give her a spin around. Shifting to forward. .90 horse, sounds nice, runs smooth. Okay. Got our nav lights, bilge pump, air come on, wiper. Looks like that side's not going, but this side does. And then accessory, it turns on that light. And then there's our horn. Okay, so we're running 7,000 RPMs. It's got 1,198 hours. I know the owner of this. He's a troller. A good kind of troller, not the bad kind of troller. Not like you online right now. He's the kind of troller that's fishing for real. Run the trim all the way down. Okay. See, we got the trim indicator gauge there. Full tank of fuel. Here we go. Adding a little bit of throttle there. A little bit of a plane. A little more throttle. There's 3,200 RPMs. I'll tell you right now that I need to make an adjustment on the trim skeg, the trim tab. It's called the trim tab. It's on the motor. It sits next to the prop because it likes to pull the right hand side on the steering. Kind of pulls to that side. But I can put my knee against it here and pulls it up. But oh, here's some wakes. Oh yeah. Nice good sized wakes there. It's a pretty heavy boat actually. Okay, adding throttle. There's 5,000 RPMs. 5,000, I'll get the GPS out here in a second. See, if you let go, it wants to go to the side, see? That trim tab's what adjusts that. Okay, we're going to go into a turn around here. Rough out here. It's actually pretty choppy. See, we've got white caps here. We're going to push into those waves. We'll get a feel how this bow is going to do. You can hear the waves hitting that. You don't feel it too much though. It's actually a pretty good ride. Not a bad ride at all for the size of the boat. It's a pretty heavy boat actually. A little more substantial than a lot of boats this size. Look at a taller, wider, higher boat. I'm going to break out and do the GPS run here. turn the boat around and we'll give it a whole shot run. Everything sounds pretty normal, nothing too weird. The only dislike I have is that it likes to turn. See, even when it's not moving, it turns to that side. Just likes that side. Probably because the cables on the thing are doing that. And this is a non-feedback steering, or it does not have non-feedback steering, which is nice because it makes it easier to turn when you're trying to. It doesn't fight you, but it also doesn't stop it from doing what it wants to when it turns. But I could live with it. There we go. Oh, I hit that, and then our phone there. Okay, 3,200 RPMs. Trims all the way down. There we go. Trimming up. 5,400 RPMs. 31, 55. I still got a little more throttle here. Should be about a 6,000 RPM. Okay, 35 miles an hour. 6,000 RPMs. So we got a 35 mile an hour run there. Not too shabby. Like I said, heavy boat. Yeah, we're gonna go run into the waves, but got a good run there. Has some speed to it. Now we're in some nice rougher water. We're gonna hit our wake too, so we'll do that while we're at it. We're gonna run right into this waves. Trim down here. That's plowing the bow a little bit more, so it's making it a little softer for us up front by pushing the bow trim down, so the bow is pushing deeper into the water. It slows us down a little bit, but you see we got 30 there. And if I just touch the trim, not touching the throttle, just the trim, you'll see the boat starting to speed up. Just off of touching that trim. There you go. All right, here's a 2005 Boulton. I think this one's called a skiff. What we got here is a galvanized trailer, a Carney galvanized trailer, and we've got a 2-inch coupler on the front here, swing away jack here, galvanized winch, and big old bow roller, easy to hit. Okay, spare tire on the front here as well. And then looking up here, we got a little bit of an anchor guide here with a welded on clam cleat. So you got the cleat there for that. A couple of bow rails. Nice open area up here in the front. Storage up in that area, that compartment there. Down the port side here, we do have a good dent right there. And then a couple of little gouges here on there as well. And then looking underneath, it looks actually pretty good. There's a couple gouges in the aluminum there, nothing very deep that I think would be a problem by any means. Around here, we've got a little bit of the Zolotone clear coat coming off here. You can see it a little bit down the side, just where the water kind of sat on there. And there's our nav lights there. This wiper wasn't working. We may have time to get through the shop. We may not. We'll see on that to check that. It's probably just a fuse or something. Nice big side guides here, so that keeps the boat. It was really easy to load on the trailer actually when we did the water test on it. A couple of reverse rocket launchers there, gunwale rocket launchers, and then we do have a Scotty downriggers on both sides here, extendable booms. And actually these are not extendable booms. Yes, maybe they are. I don't know. I don't think they are. And but they are electric, and the plugs are right inside there. Okay, so going around here, we have pretty clean for the most part down the side. Looking underneath the guide. Sorry about the wind, guys and girls, whoever might be buying this. We've got room here for a kicker. It's already plumbed for one. There's
there, and then we've got our gas fill right there. Okay, got a 90 horse. This one has a little over 1,100 hours. It's got a power tilt trim, of course. Ran the boat out about 35 miles an hour. Did actually pretty well. I was really impressed. Started right up, didn't have any problems. We did have the shop do the oil, gear lube, everything on that, and then water pump as well has been done. So you're pretty much good. You get good to roll there. You're with all your general maintenance there. There's the transducer for the fish finder there. And then a little bit of a contraption here. I don't understand how it works, but I'm sure it's pretty cool once you start playing with it and you figure it out. Okay, looking down here on the starboard side, we got a little bit of scraping up, probably from some crab pots or something hitting the logos there. And then we've got decent curtains here. They seem to be in all right shape. The top trailered really nicely down the road. Didn't have a lot of fluffing blowing around. It did pretty well. There's some cracking here on the clear part where it comes to those snaps and buttons here. Looking through, just a little bit of rub marks here on that vinyl. The vinyl's probably is kind of old and getting there. You can do a vinyl wrap on these. I believe the top is painted. Yeah, it is painted on the top here. Around there, and then we can hop inside here and go around in there. A little bit of rust on the trailer hardware. That's pretty typical for anything that's over 5 years old. Okay, so let's hop up inside here and look around. You'll see maybe when I was running it, we had a bow rail that goes around this area right here. It's like a rail. Can't use it with the downriggers, so we took them off. A little bit of self-rigging here. Probably just pop that off. You don't need any wood in your boat. And a couple of rod holders for Folby bases there. And then this seat is actually not mounted. So they left it out because they want to have room here on the deck to put crab pots and stuff. So this side here is mounted, looking back right here. So that is mounted. We do have washdown on the boat. It has a washdown pump here. Switches right here, as you can see, just sprays. And then there's the fuel line that's rigged for the kicker but not hooked up to any kicker, obviously, because the boat does not come with a kicker. 6 foot height inside here is about right. And then they do have a little bit of stuff on here. Underneath here they stacked some 2x4s to make it a little higher, which actually is pretty nice because having a little extra height is always nice on a boat. Okay, so we've got that. We've got a Garmin fish finder here. Power that up, and a GPS map 232. So this should be a fish finder as well. But look at that. I don't even know how to turn it on. Oh, there we go. Push that button. Screen's kind of funny on it. Acquiring satellites. This little one right here probably has 3 times the satellite transmit power as the older one here. So, but anyways, that's got traditional fish finder, obviously not going to work. We're not on the water. VHF radio turns on. It's good. Fuel showed almost full, so let's come with that. We've got a switch here on the dash. I don't know what that's to. Oh, there you go. So that switch actually powers that, which is probably a good thing because a lot of these get wired the wrong way because this wiper is for this side. But a lot of them get the parking wrong, and so it's actually nice to have them 2 switches. That way they actually work parking in the right spots. That's easy for them to get because you have to have a resistor and stuff on the wiring. It makes it harder. 6-person capacity there on the tags there. And then we've got a nice big step through here, so it'd actually be pretty easy to get up to that bow and get the step there as well. Some lights in there. We showed that in the other video earlier. And so all around heavy duty, heavy gauge aluminum boat. So this is going to be a hefty boat. This is going to last you a long time. And it's a 2005, so it's got tons of life left in this. It'll outlive you. So you're probably pretty good shape. Looks like the floor is great condition in it. And so that, as I showed you in the video, the steering kind of pulls to one side, but we can switch that with just the trim tab. We can make it so that it doesn't do that. So we'll just need to make an adjustment on there so it holds the motor straighter, doesn't want to turn. Good placement on that, on the shifter assembly there. Nice setup. It'd make a really good boat for somebody. It does have a backdrop as well as a sloping backdrop. So we have one for operating that drops straight down here and lands right about here. And then we have the other for mooring that slopes down here so leaves and stuff can't get inside the boat as well. So it kind of protects the deck and doesn't get junk and stuff in here. So that's the sloping backdrop as well. All right, let's pull the measurements here. So the total across the whole width of the boat is 8 foot. So 8 foot wide, that's pretty wide. 8 foot wide. The height inside from the floor to the top of the gunwale is just over 24 and a half. Probably the same back here, 24 and a half on your height here. So you got a pretty decent side on there. Overall length, we'll stretch that. I think that's pretty much it. Deck space here between the seat and the back, kind of your standing room, has got about 44 inches from here to the seat. But again, the seats can be moved or rearranged however you want. They just screw down with 4 screws. Let's go pull the length here. Okay, so hook on the back here. And to the front of the boat, just about 18 feet. So just over 18 feet, 18 foot 2 inches for that. So we're looking at an 18 foot boat. And then for parking in a garage, across the thing with the motor up, go ahead and run it to the back there. So about the length of the motor to the end of the tongue, you're about 24 and a half feet. So 24 and a half feet you're gonna need for a garage spot for it if you're doing that. And then beam width, I'll just run it across the ground here. The parking width you're gonna need for a door or for the actual space. Need right about, just to make it convenient, right about 9 foot wide to get in a parking spot. That would be your tight one. Overall height of the boat with the top up, not putting the top down, because there is always the option of putting the top down. I can't fight this wind here, making me look bad. Well, I'm making me look bad, but it's helping. Okay, so overall height, that wind. Overall height is about 8.5 feet, 8.5 foot clearance over there for parking under a garage. So there you go. Pretty sweet Boulton. Should be a really good price point. To get a solid aluminum boat. I think he's gonna make it. We're right here in Florence, Oregon, right on the coast. Highway 101's right. You can hear the cars from it driving past. Highway 101, easy to pull in and out. Come on over and check it out. And we make this your boat pretty easy. So it's ready to rock and roll, ready to go play.